I'd like to introduce Kathryn. Kathryn is from Wales and has multiple sclerosis. Welcome, Kathryn.
Hello, welcome, Linda, to you.
And we'd like to know a bit about your MS. When were you diagnosed?
Approximately 6+ years ago. I can't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm. And how old were you at the
time? I was approximately 58.
Right, okay. So, were you, a very active person before you...
Well, I was up till then, but I'd put everything down to other factors, like the menopause and what have you. Yes. But I'm afraid that it wasn't that, it was MS.
Yes. What symptoms were you having at that time?
Well, I had a lot of dizziness, a lot of spasms. I just didn't feel well. I just thought it was menopause. But I'm afraid it wasn't.
Right.
I got worse and worse. I kept falling.
Right.
So I blamed a lot of things on the menopause.
So
because when I was diagnosed, that resulted in me thinking, yes, there was a cause, and it was MS.
Right. So what were your symptoms other than, dizziness and falling? You said you were getting worse and worse. Yeah,
well, definitely walking, because we used to do an awful lot of walking before in Snowdonia, and I got worse and worse. I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, and I couldn't understand why I was having a problem. But I then went to a herbalist, and he said, I don't like the way you're walking. Have you seen your doctor? So I said, yes. He said, well, go back again. And that from then it went on. I went on to the hospital where I used to work, and I actually saw a heart specialist, and he said, I don't like the way you're walking. So he had me sent to Walton, and they had a scan there, and it then proved that I had MS.
Right. So how did you find out about LDN?
I really can't remember. It could have been from my computer, but I can't remember whether it was the MS Society or you. I have a vague feeling of a phone call from you. Right. And maybe it was you. It's such a long time ago, I can't remember.
So how long have you been taking LDN now?
Now I've been taking it for 2 years, 3 months.
Right. And were you able to get your GP to prescribe LDN, or did you have to have a private prescription?
No, we didn't get one off the GP. My husband bought it, and he got the prescription via eMed on the computer, and it was sent to Glasgow. And I'm not sure of the name of the chemist, and then it was sent to me in Wales. Yeah. But he paid £150 a quarter for that.
Right.
Now, since I've been in hospital, Linda, I was very seriously ill with, septicemia. And I will say that the pharmacist did scan LDN against all the drugs I was taking, and he found it to be no problem at all. Which is very good news, isn't it?
Yes. And I believe you now get it on the NHS, is that right?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I think it was prescribed by the hospital and then came back to my GP. But I must say, it saves quite a lot of money, doesn't it?
Yes. So how did you find LDN to work for you?
It stopped me certainly having as many spasms. And it certainly stopped me falling over, because I was at the point where I've got a bell around my neck and I can call paramedics out. But one occasion, my husband had to break down the bathroom door to get in. I'd just fallen over and couldn't get up.
Mm.
Now, all of that seems to have reduced. I mean, unfortunately, the last year I was very ill with septicemia. I didn't take LDN for about 3 or 4 months, simply because until the LDN was scanned by the pharmacist, I couldn't take a chance on it affecting the drugs the doctor gave me.
Mm-hmm.
So when Gareth did that, the pharmacist, it was really meant I could take LDN, no problem.
And what did you find happened to you in those 5 months of not taking the LDN?
Well, I was so ill at the time, I didn't really feel any difference. I was very, very lucky.
Right.
But I was very glad to start it again, because I know that it helps me.
What does it help you with, Kathryn?
Helps me with being more positive, doing things. Hindsight, everything. Everything was going down, and now it's not.
That's good.
And the only problem I have at the morning is at the moment is I can't walk. But that will come.
Did you have any initial side effects when you started LDN?
None whatsoever.
So, will you be continuing to take LDN?
Certainly will.
And what would you say to other people who are contemplating trying LDN?
I would say, go ahead. Absolutely. It's been checked by a pharmacist, and it's fine. Absolutely fine. And it makes life much easier. It's not easy to explain to people, but it is.
Good. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story with us, Kathryn.
Yeah, well, you're very welcome. Speech isn't very good at this time of night, so...
Well,
but I think that's just one of those things. I take so many drugs, and the LDN is the one that's most useful.
Good. Well, thank you very much, Kathryn, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.